Monsieur Caricio. Chérie, batte-le très fort, batte-le, 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 batte-le. La famille Sandré. Au revoir.
Okay, so this guy clearly has a lot of chops, and he's got a lot of speed and a lot of technicality, and on top of that, he has a deep understanding of the guitar neck. He knows where all of his triads and all of his chords are, so he can kind of move freely in between positions and everywhere. So this is probably a pretty advanced lesson. But take his techniques and what he's doing and apply it to other songs and other situations. That's the whole point of learning these licks, right? So, to understand what's going on with the licks, you first need to understand what's going on with the harmony in the song. And it's only 3 chords, and it's 1 bar of D, then it goes to G, then A, then back to D, then starts over. So what he's doing is he's actually addressing each one of those chords as it goes by in the progression. So whenever he's over the D, he might be spelling D major triads, then goes to the G, spell G, triads. So keep that in mind as we're learning these licks and try to figure out how each layer is overlapping. So you'll have a chord here and then you'll have triads that kind of stick and mesh with that chord, and then it goes to the next chord and that set of triads mesh. So that's real important. I might seem a little confused, but I think it'll make sense once we get to the lesson. So hope you find this helpful, and here we go. Okay, so for this first part, what we got going is he's got a D major chord right here. And what he's doing is he's alternating between the third and the root of that D major triad. So he's got his ring finger on the 9th fret A string and pointer finger on the 7th fret G string. And he alternates between the two here, like this middle finger, hybrid picking, and his pick on the A string. Real fast. And then he slides that same shape up to the 14th fret on the A string and 12th fret on the G string. Now we're playing out a G major chord. And then he takes a slightly different shape, but it's the same interval spacing. And he slides his ring finger to the 11th fret D string and middle finger, or pointer finger, whichever way you want to do it, like this, like that, to the 10th fret B string. And that's out of this A major right here. So he's going, slides it down 1 step, and then he repositions to middle finger D string 7th fret, B string 7th fret with your ring finger, slides that down a whole step, and then he's back to middle finger on the D string 4th fret, pointer finger on the B string 3rd fret. So all the shapes all together, I'll play it real slow. Or this, it's for the D major chord, G major chord, A major, then he walks down to D. So that first part is. Then he slides, he has like a little cool ending lick on here, it's kind of slippery sounding. He slides the 5th fret B string up a whole step to the 7th fret with his ring finger. The fingering is important here. And then he catches the 5th fret high E string with his pointer finger. And then he slides his pointer finger on the B string 5th fret up to 7 and catches the 7th fret G string. So we got, it's kind of tricky, but it sounds cool. So middle finger slide up a whole step on the B string with the 5th fret. Grab the E string 5th fret. Do the same thing with your pointer finger, but grab G string 7th fret. So that's all of lick 1. So what we got going on here is we put our pointer finger on the G string 7th fret, and we put our other pointer finger on the 11th fret G string. So we got a major third right here between D and F sharp, and we're going to hammer out with our pointer finger really fast and pull off, kind of tapping on it. And then when the chord changes to G, we just move our pointer finger up a half step and do the same thing. And then when the chord goes to A, we move both fingers up a whole step. Right here. So now we're at the 9th fret G string and 14th fret G string. Does that, and then right before it goes back to G, he moves this pointer finger up to, back to D, he goes up to G here, which is kind of cool. So over the A chord again, and right before it goes back to D, he goes up to the 12th fret with this pointer finger, and then back to the 11th. It's kind of neat. Okay, so this is probably my favorite part of the whole thing. We got so first we got over the D chord, we got this D major triad. So 12 on A, 12 on D, 11 on G, 14 on G, 15 on B. And now we go to the G chord and we got 12 on D, 12 on G, 12 on B, 15 on B, 15 on high E string. So the first two chords are and now we anticipate it, so our second note is going to be our downbeat on the very last chord, the A. So that's, and that's 12, low E, 12A, 11D, 14D, 14G, 17 on the B string, and then on the B string, 14, 15, 14 on G, 12, 11, slide 12 up to 14 with your middle finger, and with your pointer finger, grab this 10 on the G string and pull it down a half step. So you're bending up but pulling down, and then you land on the 12th fret D string. So all together we got kind of cool. It's funky. Okay, so what's going on here is he's bending the 13th fret B string up to D. And he plays the D on his high E string, 10th fret with his pointer finger. He does it 8 times. It's actually an old Chuck Berry lick. And then he goes 13, 12, 10 is the finger on the high E string. And you play 13, and you pluck it again, you pull off to 12, and pull 12 off to 10. So I know it sounds weird, but I think you'll get it if I do it. and then he plays 12 on the B string with his middle finger. You have to do the same fingering. And it repeats 3 times. So that's kind of neat. That's over the A chord. And then he goes down the minor pentatonic blues scale. So he goes 13, 10, 10 on the B string, 13, B string, 10. And then to the G string, he goes 13, 10, 12, slide, then pull off. Like that. And then he goes, lands on the D, 12th fret, D string. Flattens your ring finger out and grabs that 12 on the G string. Then slides pointer finger from 10 to 11 on the G string. And grabs the D string